This is going to be a whole episode of just bleeps. It's going to be a whole... You might as well just start that now and just bleep the whole episode. Value Resort, Moderate Resort, Luxury Resort. There you go. That's the episode.
Good evening. On behalf of Three Sheets to the Mouse, the podcast where drinks get served, cloacas get loved, and adults act like adolescent teenagers in a pack and play, we welcome you to our show. We're gathered here tonight around the bar as people have been doing and getting wasted for thousands and thousands of years before us to share adult humor and Disney drinks. Tonight, a true adventure emerges as we drink together and tell our story together as one. We hope you enjoy our story tonight. Reflections of Booze.
Fuck that little pig. Horse shit. I podcast
I know it sounds sorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared be prepared.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 83 of Three Sheets to the Mouse. We're five average guys with a love for all things Disney. And joining me on this week's show are four guys who have a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark, and they're wearing sunglasses. Trenton.
Hey.
Adam.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's why I only said hey. I didn't understand any of that.
No, it's an Animal House reference.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's Blues Brothers, and we're getting the band back together because Tim's here.
And just like Mr. Cotter, I'm back.
And Mikey.
I got nothing. My brain is so fucking.
Everybody's like,
I have no idea what's going on. Is it even Sunday?
I was like-
I'm just.
I was expecting to go with
Oh,
two fried chickens and a Coke.
Yeah. And a four. Wait, is it four pieces of white bread?
White toast or
White toast.
plain.
Dry white toast.
Yeah.
That's right. Dry white toast. We're here to talk to you about Disney parks, Disney booze, and maybe a little bit of debauchery in between. So sit back, relax, grab a tall, frosty tankard of ale, and enjoy the adult side of Disney with Three Sheets to the Mouse. You know, earlier this week, I was thinking what it would be like to edit one of our shows with bleeps for any time we swear. And how just
why?
It would just be a whole episode of beep.
Yeah.
It would
I don't
sound
know.
like Michael J. Fox giving Morse code.
Oh,
I was thinking it was going to sound like a fucking DMX song on the radio.
I don't know why. I just thought it would, because I was listening back to Trenton's episode about Frozen. Because I was in my car and I turned on my car and just our podcast just started playing, and just thinking about how many times we swear during one show, you'd be like, F- that motherfucker.
It would be impossible. You wouldn't be able to do it. You would quit.
no, it wouldn't. The episode wouldn't make sense at all.
No, it wouldn't.
But yeah, no, it would have been just, it was just funny when it crossed my mind. So, speaking of things that are above the age of 21, Trenton, what are you drinking tonight?
I am currently drinking a Diet Coke.
And what do you got mixed in it? Because we know it gets you drunker faster.
I was going to pour some bourbon into it, but the only bourbon I have is expensive stuff, and I didn't want to fucking ruin it. So I might.
What happened to all your Woodford?
My what?
Your Woodford.
Yeah, I don't want to put that in fucking Diet Coke. I did it the other day.
Why?
I don't know. Just
Woodford's not that
Woodford's
pricey.
not that
this
pricey.
is store select, sir.
Yeah, it's like $35.
All right, some of us aren't fucking fancy lawyers, Scott.
That's right. You know, fucking some of us stayed at a bungalow.
Yeah, right, motherfuckers.
Bougie motherfucker. You are officially the Queen Bouge.
Oh yeah, look at this hair.
Where?
My face.
I'm not
On his
far
chin.
behind you. I might actually be ahead of you, Trenton. I don't know.
No, I I might have appeared on another one of our friends' podcasts before this, and I didn't want to start drinking and slip up and say things that I'm not allowed to say on that show that I'm allowed to say on this one.
Like horsecockery?
Like horsecockery, yeah.
And fuck sticks?
Yeah, fuck sticks.
Poo sticks?
Here we go. Poo sticks.
It always comes back to poo sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just drinking Diet Coke?
For right now. I might halfway through this recording when you have to edit out all the bullshit, I might go grab a nip.
There you go.
Oh, so
Adam,
you're going to edit out
need
my section during my section. You can just walk away. Because mine is a whole bunch of bullshit.
Adam, what are you drinking tonight?
I have a Hanalei. Because
Ooh.
the beer distributor had nothing. This is all they had. And
Ironically, my beer distributor doesn't even have that.
Well, I wanted a fall, or like something fall, and it wasn't happening tonight.
They had no like Oktoberfest beers?
I went to the beer distributor like 2 hours ago, and it was just raped. They had nothing.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's not a holiday weekend or anything.
No.
Foot.
You guys in Pennsylvania just, party hard.
Did you guys?
That's what they call it.
Makes me think of Punxsutawney. I don't know why. Tim, did you did you like have like a cool snap or something where all the basic bros are?
Oh yeah, no, we had fall weather this weekend.
Okay, well that's why there's nothing.
Yeah, my air conditioner has been off for 3 days.
Tim, what do you got tonight?
I've also got a Hanalei because I just
nice.
bought a case because it's all they had. It's one lonely case of Hanalei sitting on an empty shelf.
Well, we usually get different beers when we go. Because I like a darker stout or a darker beer, and Tim usually likes the lighters and the Hefeweizens and stuff like that. So, but it wasn't happening this time.
I can't get anything from Kona here in Arkansas, but I've got fucking 4 different 6-packs of Einstock.
So is that what you're drinking tonight?
No.
What are you drinking tonight?
I hit up the clearance rack at my beer distributor, and I'm still nursing my box of Australian wine that I got for $6.93.
Oh, you are fancy tonight.
Ooh, which Australian wine?
It's kind of yellow colored.
Is it Yellowtail?
It's a Pinot Grigio. No, it wasn't Yellowtail. I wouldn't
Yellowtail
know
doesn't come in a box.
a brand on it.
Okay.
And I threw it away because I knew somebody would ask me, and I was just like, I don't want to keep boxes laying around the house. I've got it in this. I hit up a yard sale and got like this miniature keg cooler thing, but you just take your box of wine out and throw it in there and run the spigot out the front hole where you'd normally have your tap, and boom, I got just chilled wine hanging out in the chair beside me in the garage.
There you go. You can then sit there and watch Steel Magnolias.
I liked
Your
it
white
better
wine.
when it was fried green tomatoes, I think.
I like Steel Magnolias better than fried green.
The one where Kathy Bates swings a hammer, that's my favorite one.
Oh, Misery.
That's a misery.
Okay. Damn it, I get them all
That one I knew.
confused.
The second you got fried green tomatoes, yeah, I'm out. Misery, I know.
Tonight, I decided to stay pretty balls deep in my topic, in my thing. So I went with a Jefferson's Golden Ale from Yards.
And you're drinking it out of a steel flagon?
That is correct, sir. I am, and this is really good. So this is a recipe by Yards that was found at Monticello, and it's pretty good actually. It's got like a nice wheat rye flavor to it. It's pretty good.
Down here
Definitely
we call
enjoy
it Monticello, but whatever.
Monticello.
I call it Monticello, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not fancy.
I don't say that word ever enough to care about how I say it.
He was the
I
guy
call
that
it Monticello
originally hosted Let's
because
Make a
it
Deal.
is. Hey, Trenton, what's that stringed instrument you play between your knees?
This is going to end poorly.
The skin flute? Wait, no.
No, the stringed instrument. The stringed instrument, man.
Kind of looks like a string.
Yeah, your tank fiddle.
Aw.
Oh man. Tonight's episode is 4 weeks in the making. Why? Because I wanted to do the show for 4 fucking weeks. And what have we done? We've put it off. I don't know why.
You know
Can
why,
anyone
Scott?
tell me why?
I can give you a list of reasons.
Yeah,
why.
let me give him a little
One of them
peek
is the
behind the
way
curtain
mine
here.
turned out.
Scott's favorite thing to do is to pick topics that he already has an idea for, and he probably already had his shit like weeks before he even told us that this
He
was the topic.
sent us a picture. He sent us a picture of what he had.
He
the
drew
day
fucking
after.
schematics.
Yeah, no, he had the shit in the
He
hopper.
had an architect friend draw up plans already.
I may or may not have blueprints.
He says it's been 4 weeks in the making. He's had his finished for 20 days.
So he fucking has his shit in the hopper, and then he lays it on us a couple days before, and he's like, "Let's do this."
Oh no! I gave you guys like 2 weeks notice to start.
I'm not
planning
gonna lie.
this.
As soon as we thought about this topic, my resort was already done.
Yes, I had my resort idea, and then life happened.
Ideas are easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I actually tried to put it down, and the first time I tried it, it made absolutely no sense, so I had to redo it that time. And then we stopped. We said we weren't going to do it, and I forgot the reason why
we wanted to have everybody here, and
Right.
everybody hasn't been here for like a whole month.
That's it too.
It's true. Anyways, tonight's episode is one I've been looking forward to for a while. And we have decided to go back to the Armchair Imagineer, and we are going to Armchair Imagineer our own resorts. However, you the listener, you the guest, is going to have to choose one of them. Trenton will put up his poll, and he'll show everyone his stringed instrument.
Honestly, Tim and I were just discussing about like how I would never stay at my resort because I was stuck with a moderate. So I own DVC. So it's either going to be a DVC resort, or if I can't get my DVC points, I'm staying at a value.
I thought you
so
were going a different
bougie.
direction with that. No, if he would have said I'm staying at a deluxe, I was gonna say this is the bougiest fucking thing you've ever said.
No. I'll use my DVC points to stay at a deluxe, or I'm staying at a value. I'm not going to spend the money on a moderate when I own DVC.
See, if I'm spending my own money, I would go with the moderate because it's nice. It's a nice medium between the two, and I like the moderate resorts a ton. Those
You know,
are my
I do too. But
favorites.
historically, if you look around in any of the DVC groups, when people can't use their points, DVC people are notoriously fucking cheap.
Yep.
If they can't use their points, they're not spending money on anything frivolous. They're gonna go for a value resort.
I don't know. I've stayed in a bungalow
wait till
now,
they
guys.
get points back.
I don't know if I can go back to the peasant life.
The peasant life. Anything less than a bungalow.
I'm sorry, he's going to be in a tent in November on the beach in Bali.
That's right.
He's gonna be
$60 you
sleeping
could be a
under
full
I-4.
So I did give the guys a task to choose to make up their own resort. I gave them the class of the resort. So Trenton, he's going to have the value. Adam and I have moderates, and Tim and Mikey have deluxe. So
I'd just like to state real quick, I have never been stayed in a deluxe, so I really have no idea what I'm doing.
well, that's like every week we do this. We have no idea what we're doing. We just wing it.
This is a hot mess. That's all I'm going to say. Mine's a fucking train
Hey,
wreck.
So
For yourselves.
mine's just another campground, so figure it out.
So tonight on Armchair Imagineer, we add some resorts to the Walt Disney property. All right, so this is our chance. If Disney has not finalized those plans, pay attention, Bob. You hear me, Iger?
Lassiter? Oh.
No,
Uncle
no,
Joe?
not Lasseter. We're gonna pitch you some resorts. So, who wants to go first?
I gotta pee.
I think, something I ate. It's not sitting right now.
Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. So Trenton,
Well, fuck all of you. Sharp.
Trenton,
Beep, 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 beep.
more
No, it would have been beef
horse
all of you.
fruit.
Yeah,
Call
this
this.
is horseshit.
Do shit.
This is fucking horseshit. I don't want to play with you guys anymore.
I'm taking my toys and
My
going
toys are
home.
going home.
I had a value, so I kind of got fucked over there too. This is this whole episode.
You love the
Haven't
values.
even got started yet.
Because, you know what? I honestly feel I got fucked with the moderate. So,
Wait, is your theme gonna be Amish? Are you building an Amish resort?
It'll be very minimalist.
So you're gonna be angry in it?
Is gonna
no,
be
but you could
a
churn the
little-
butter for the rest of the resort.
a little town in Scandinavia called Arendelle.
There's no real town called Arendelle.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
now there is. Fuck you. So I did go with a Frozen theme for a value. I think it'd be perfect. Little kids love
Wait.
Frozen.
Surprised face.
It actually started with a pool. My whole idea came from a pool, because when I think of the values, I think of the pools.
Is it melted Olaf?
It is not.
Ew.
It is not.
That's messy.
So I'm actually going to go with my pool first, because it's my initial idea, so if you guys don't like the order that I'm going in, I don't fucking care. So the scene in Frozen when they're on the sled running away from the wolves is kind of an intense scene in the movie, and right before it smashes and Anna has to tell Kristoff she'll buy him a new sled. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The gorge. Okay. When the thing floats down the gorge.
So my idea was a pool with a slide where you're on an inner tube, and it's like you're the sled going down the mountain from the wolves. Is that too scary for little kids, you think?
No, I think that probably was too scary for kids.
So
No, it's just a bobsled water slide.
yeah. So, big statue of maybe Marshmallow there. Just a big frozen snow / ice pool, and the main attraction is the slide where you're on the sled coming down the mountain.
Oh, so you built Blizzard Beach on a miniature level.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, you built a pool version of Frozen Forever in Epcot.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's a great fucking ride. So my idea for a lobby, I was trying to go with something that's more value-ish, and this seems pretty extravagant, so I don't know. But the lobby is just going to be the castle in Arendelle. I almost went with the ice castle, and I was like, nah, that'd be probably pretty ridiculous to try to build as a value. So I want the resort itself to feel like you're in the village of Arendelle, kind of like a larger version of the queue at Frozen Ever After. So you're gonna walk in, you're gonna check in, and then you're gonna get assigned a room, and we're gonna have several different buildings. The family suites like Art Animation has, I went with like guest houses or guest rooms or guest houses in the castle itself if they had guests over for the coronation party and stuff like that.
Is there a ballroom?
Balls.
I didn't go with a ballroom. I figured that was a little bit much for value, but
You could have made the ballroom the eatery.
yeah, that's actually a good idea because I don't have a theme for the restaurant. I just know that it's a Norwegian restaurant. So, thanks, Adam.
You're welcome.
Now he's got balls.
Then just some different themed rooms.
They're serving Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, that is actually one of my dishes is meatballs in my restaurant.
So just put an IKEA cafeteria in there.
Horse meat.
Yes.
And a sunbun by my own invention.
My own invention.
Lutefisk.
Speaking of the Oaken Trading Post, that is the store, the store for the.
Of course it is.
For the resort. It couldn't have been
Is
any
there a
more
sauna?
perfect. There won't be a sauna, I don't think. No, but you kind of had to go with it. So the different buildings, I went with a Trolls building, an Elsa building, an Anna building, and a Kristoff and Sven building. Just
What's the Kristoff and Sven building?
kind of like a barn where they sleep at Oaken Trading Post.
You're just sleeping in hay. Your room is just hay.
Yeah, your bed is.
Wow.
You have a hay mattress.
It's still more comfortable than All-Star Sports.
Who the fuck is in those mattresses? I swear to God.
Smells better too.
So I didn't go too crazy with theming because, like you guys know, the values don't really have too crazy theming. But and Scott had brought this up about my theme as well, as he was afraid that little boys wouldn't want to stay here. So I guess I'll take that lump but whatever. Little girls want their families to stay here, and their brothers just have to suck it up. You get outvoted. So I did kind of have the theme for the restaurant. Well, the idea for the restaurant would be Norwegian food, a lot of roasted meats, a lot of breakfast. You get your smoked fish, your bagels, stuff like that. Pastries. There's a lot of directions you could go with. And the one thing I was worried about, though, too, is that I don't think a lot of people like, it would have to be Americanized Scandinavian food, essentially.
So Akershus.
Well,
Not necessarily that.
Well, you don't even have to go that far, really, because most of a majority of the value resorts just have a food court.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So, and most of the food court is just they're not really themed.
Right? Yeah, I
You
mean,
just have Elsa-shaped pancakes, and that's it.
I was
There you go.
thinking light theming, nothing extreme, but definitely wanted to have meatballs for sure. And I do like
You
smoked
can't have a
salmon
ballroom
lot.
without balls.
With no balls. Sure. Yeah, that would be great. So I didn't want to go with big statues of the characters again, so I didn't do that with the theming for the buildings. It was more just the exterior of the building and the interior of the rooms, more so. But like I said, I didn't want to go too crazy with theming because I didn't want to get called out for over-theming a fucking value, so...
Well, I
See,
think,
but that's where you could have went crazy.
Yeah, heaven forbid
Yeah, 'cause
someone in this
look at Art of Animation.
cheats.
Because Art of Animation is impeccably themed.
Oh,
The
yeah.
buildings themselves are not, but the grounds are.
Right.
Even
No,
All-Star
like,
Sports
well-
has some huge-ass everything.
Well, that's what for me, I want to say some of the best actual theming is in the values.
mean, you look
Disney
at-
IP theming
Yes.
is definitely values.
You look at Art of Animation, you look at that car suite, and walking to your room, you're walking down Route 66, and there's like so much detail, like the between the tumbleweeds on the side of the road, and if you've ever driven down like Route 66 or those old roads, you see those signs one after another where they kind of lead to a message. They have those there too.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It
the
really
gift
is.
shop at the Cozy Cone there at the pool has got Radiator Springs gift card or green. Help me out, guys.
Green cards?
Postcards.
Did you just say green cards?
I don't know.
Postcards.
Postcards. Fucking Australian wines got me all upside down here. Yeah, I mean, and I don't. It's
The new value resorts do have incredible theming now.
Great.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
trying
could-
to think.
It's great
I could
Disney
see this
theming.
nice. I could see this whole resort being like that big giant courtyard with the cobblestones and then the buildings surrounding it and like this whole like area.
Right, and that's what
I
I was
dig
thinking.
this.
But you couldn't actually have cobblestones, because I thought about that too, Scott. You'd have to have it look like cobblestone and not actually be
Yes.
that, because you imagine dragging your fucking wheeled suitcase across fucking cobblestone the whole way to your room?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you could
would
have
be-
just tinted concrete.
yeah stamped concrete.
Yeah. You know, and all the other thing I was worried about. I was worried about this whole thing. I was trying to fucking fit this together around a goddamn pool, so bear with me. But all the, like, the coniferous, like, vegetation, like, I don't know.
Yeah, you could still do it.
What you call me?
I don't
still do
know
it.
if that would live.
Can you say that? Can we say that on the air?
No, think.
you're gonna have to beep that out.
People's heads are gonna blow up.
No, Trent, that would work fine because you look over at Wilderness Lodge and they have tall pine trees.
That's true.
Conifers.
Yeah, I mean, you could plant the whole property with live oak and pine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would work well. It would have a real homey feel because, like you said, it would be like the courtyard and the village area of Arendelle.
And let me tell you something, that place would be sold out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why. I mean, yeah, I would stay there, and I'm an adult man with no children. So,
Just
Steph,
think about
Stephanie,
that.
we're staying at Frozen again.
and then I
Yes,
wanted to
again.
do an ice bar, like those fancy hipster ice bars, where it's like always 25 degrees inside, but that would just be too much work.
That would take it out of value, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
So
an
you'll get a
arcade?
pool
The-
bar like all the other values.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a pool bar where
With
you
a cage around it.
where you can grab some drinks.
Frozen margaritas, I'm sure.
Yep.
Ah, I
It
see
better
what
be,
you did
better
there.
be blue. I'm helping
Well,
you out,
I was
Trenton.
thinking the signature drink
Alcoholic
would be
shaved ice.
an Olaf alcoholic slushy where it's white. You know, it looks like it's just snow in a cup. Then I was thinking definitely having ice wine, like the Canadian ice wine.
Top it with yellow lemon. Topping.
Ew, ew, ew. I knew somebody.
Like lemon
It could be
jello.
worse. You could top it with Garradine. It'd make it bloody.
Oh.
Bloody Olaf.
Damn,
That's what you call it. That's for breakfast, the bloody Olaf.
ruining my ideas.
Oh, frozen Bloody Marys. Yeah.
Bloody Olafs. With the carrot nose sticking out into olives for the eyes.
Can I get one of them Schwinn-burgers?
An alcoholic carrot cake milkshake.
You could have reindeer on the menu, but that would then get to the deluxe resort.
During my research, I found that it is a popular protein item in the supposed area that Arendelle is located in, but I figured that would be in
course.
poor taste.
What
Why?
area? Oh wait, where's that on the map again? Oh wait, nowhere.
Near the coast, I think.
Norway,
There's
not nowhere. Norway.
A pier.
Norway.
No, I actually do like this. I mean, I would give it a shot.
It's gonna bring people in. It's gonna make people want to stay at Values. It's going to, it's the rooms are gonna get filled, and that's what Disney really needs right now.
Can I ask a question?
Nope.
Is this going to be family suites or just like regular value?
No, I said some of them will be family suites. The
Okay.
non-themed rooms they're not non-themed, but the family suites are going to be like guest rooms in the castle.
Okay.
So
now I was just curious because that's one of the main reasons why we won't stay at Art of Animation is because it's outrageous to stay there if you don't want to stay in the Little Mermaid room.
True.
true.
It is. It's definitely pricey.
It was like $360 last time we looked to stay in a fucking room at.
Well, think of it. You're
Art of
getting a
Animation.
one-bedroom suite. I mean, you're getting 2 rooms.
Yeah, but so the All-Star Music suites are fucking expensive too.
I didn't even know they had suites at the All Stars.
Yep.
Yep.
That's where they started them actually before they did them there was a test market for it pretty much in All-Star Music before they actually opened up the resort.
I do think
They're not-
they build another value, though, they're going to bump Art of Animation to a moderate.
I think all of that is going away.
Like the
You're gonna
entire
go
idea
see
of leveling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, then that's going away.
All right. So Frozen the hotel. You can get all your Frozen merch there. Obviously, the gift shop's going to have a lot of Frozen stuff. Good. Very good. Like it.
Snow buggies.
Snow boogies.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
This is one place where you can eat the yellow snow.
Oh fuck no! I'm sorry, no. Just no.
All right. So done with the value. It's on to the moderate. Adam.
Yeah. I'm
Hi.
sorry, my stomach hurts. Hi, how are you?
How
How
are
you
you
doing
doing?
tonight, Scott?
I'm doing fine.
What you drinking? Oh, we did that already.
Some beer.
Shit.
Yeah, we've gone through
Fell
that.
down with a case of the contagious conjunctivitis. He's got the CCs.
Oh fuck! Oh, is that what that pink guy looks like? Oh, I should get that looked at. I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go to the immediate medical center. It's down the block.
Okay. The Bobs are waiting. Bob and Bob are waiting.
Yeah, well, okay. I kind of backed myself into a corner, and I screwed up halfway through mine, and it was way too late for me to restart it. So I decided to do London because most of the moderates are themed to a location. So I figured we don't really have.
Holy fuck, I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking dipshit. I'm just now realizing this shit, and you just lay it on me like that?
I'm sorry. I thought you kind of knew.
Yeah, all the moderates
Sorry.
have a location-based theming.
Continue. I was just... That fucking mind fucked me just now. I didn't even think about this.
The reason why I started running into problems is because there's this little thing in Epcot called the England Pavilion, and I started realizing a lot of my stuff was getting too similar to that. And then I also ran into another problem as I was doing some research for mine is Universal.
Yep.
And every time I turned around, it got harder and harder to make this somewhat original.
So we're staying at
So-
Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Or Diagon Alley.
it's kind of jacked up, so just bear with me. But what I think for the main house is going to be Oxford Street. Now, if you know a little bit about London, Oxford Street is basically the main area, the main shopping district. So it could be this tall, elaborate building with like fake storefronts up front and really pretty. You have a few red telephone booths outside because, you know, the London, and that's what
I want a
there.
blue one.
Is there a blue
What?
police box?
I want a blue police.
No,
box.
you cannot have a blue police box
Those.
because again,
Well,
copyright.
until Disney buys BBC, and then we'll get one.
Yeah.
There is a BBC park supposed to be opening somewhere, but I forgot where it was. But I really want to go to that. But that's the entranceway. Inside the entranceway, you're going to have the main house. The 2 restaurants that I chose, because most moderates have a sit-down, a bar, and a counter service. So the bar, I figured, you know, London and soccer go hand in hand. So I figured I would have a sports theme bar that's not ESPN, that's based around soccer. Yeah. So it'll be a soccer-themed bar, but it'll feature all sports.
The Red Devils Pub, I love it. Manchester United.
See, and that's why I said generic sports soccer. Just say it can be called soccer because I'm not.
Sports ball.
Yeah, sports ball, exactly.
Football pub.
I am.
Sorry.
I am gonna have a candy shop with all British candies.
Oh, yes, please.
So like the Cadbury stuff, the real stuff,
And some
Lime
good
Bars,
biscuits.
Jaffa cakes.
Mm-hmm. Like just like stuff that you can't necessarily get, stuff that they don't necessarily have the space for in Epcot.
I dig this.
My other restaurant was going to be based on the Borough Market, and that's going to be the quick service area.
I love that.
So that's the grab and go. And basically, Borough Market, for those who don't know, is basically just like this great food street vendor area in London.
It's basically like an open air shopping market where you go from like little table to little table and grab your groceries for that day. Portobello Market, beautiful.
For my sit down, I was going to call it Chimneys. And kind of make it a little bit throwback to your favorite, Scott.
Yes. Edwardian England.
Yes.
Mary Poppins.
But at night, I would love a night theme. I mean, I don't know how this would work, but just like starlight with like amongst the walls would be the outlines of the buildings. Just be very pretty, like a little bit, not overly themed because again, it's a moderate.
A faux rooftop bar inside.
Yes.
On the rooftops of
And
London.
your service can be sweeps.
That's what I was going to say.
That would be my idea.
I
covered in soot.
absolutely love it.
So I just think that would be a fun little thing because they're themed, but it's not overly themed. Because that's the trick with the moderates, is that you can't have too much theming because they're really not done that way.
Except they're getting there because if you look at the two new resorts that are coming up with Coronado and Caribbean, they're getting fancier. Like Coronado's going to have a waterfront dining.
And they redid Pepper Market.
Yeah, they redid Pepper Market. They're going to add in. I mean, they're still going to have. They're still going to have the Maya Grill, and then they're adding another restaurant, a fine dining restaurant, almost like a deluxe restaurant inside a moderate.
Yeah, and you're getting a rooftop restaurant.
Yeah.
But the thing with Coronado though is that that's really themed more towards conventioners.
Yes, it is.
That's why it's getting so upscale.
Well, even look at Caribbean. They're also going to have waterfront dining.
But that's DVC now.
Well, no. The Shutters is going to be replaced or like redone to waterfront dining.
Yeah.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah,
But,
it looks beautiful. I'll tell you what.
But
I will give it a shot.
But it's not really themed. It's, you know what I mean? Like there's no. Yes, it's pretty and it's waterfront dining and all this other stuff, but it's just upscale. It's not necessarily a theme.
Yeah. No. It's getting more upscale, and I love this idea of a.
Well, they're retheming Center Market to be more themed towards a real like Caribbean street market.
And even before, it was super themed. It looked like you were in an open air market. It had like a painted ceiling too.
Yeah.
But that was the only area that was really themed like that.
Yeah. Everywhere else was so generic, or is still so generic, with just different colored roofs. But I love this idea. So keep going. Keep bringing me in.
All right. So for the main area, I wanted it to be kind of sculpted like Hyde Park.
Love it.
And the actual buildings for that would house the rooms, because if you think about the moderates, they all kind of have like houses. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking of terraced home facades. And you can do the colors and all that and have a little bit of fun with it, keep a little bit of whimsy in it, but not overly whimsical. It's pretty. It's what you think of when you think of, like, when you see London on TV, you think of those terrace row homes almost.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was going with the themes of the rooms. I couldn't figure out the names of them because I just ran out of time, honestly. Pool area. I was going to do a tower bridge pool. So the slide can actually run through the tower bridge and can dump you out into the ocean.
That's awesome.
Oh, I was going to say you can dump you out into the Thames and the water's like all black.
No, you come out with a third arm, though.
That water is so disgusting.
in a second.
Well, don't they still dump their sewage into the Thames?
No, not anymore. I think that ended like a couple. That ended like a couple years
Like
ago.
a couple years ago.
That
was back in like 2010.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
Adam, wonderful idea. What else?
Oh, I have a kids' play area. Too.
Oh, you do? Oh, I like
Of
this.
course.
Bring it on.
I figured I'd make a little Stonehenge,
Ooh, nice.
with just like, you know, not like actual Stonehenge, but just like themed with like an actual park. Because if you ever been to like Stonehenge, it's in the middle of a field.
Yes,
So you have all this open air and just kind of like a place that.
it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Can all the buses
you-
that
you-
go to your resort be double-decker buses?
We
But,
said that while you were away.
yes.
Yeah.
So perfect.
The luggage carts that take you and your bellhop has to be a
Yes.
double decker bus.
Definitely. But I mean, that's what I have.
I
like
love
I said,
this.
it was a lot more elaborate, and then I had to reevaluate a lot of it because, and then, well, I can have a London. Oh no, I can't have a pub.
You can have a pub. Well,
have a pub.
first of all, your football pub your football bar is going to be a pub because
It's going to be a pub, but I wanted a London style pub.
you could still do a London style pub.
But it would take away from Epcot, and I don't know how close that would get.
Well,
Bill.
I'll tell you what you could do, because the Rose and Crown is actually based on more like country style pubs.
Yeah.
More like the
What episode was that, Scott?
62?
9.
69.
71.
No, he's right. No, I think it is 69. So I would, what I would say is you could definitely do a London style pub, and frame it to more like the historic ones, like Ye Olde Cheshire Cheese in London. It's where Dickens would go to write many of his books.
See, but I also wanted it to be somewhere I want it to be a sports bar.
Well, you
because
could-
I don't
yeah.
think there's a good. I'm sorry, I don't think there's a good sports bar
There
on
isn't.
territory
No.
on property right
There
now.
isn't.
Splitsville is
And
the
I
first one
think-
that's not even really a sports bar.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
yeah.
I kind of wanted
Bowling's
it
a
to be a
sport.
sports bar
And-
where it's not ESPN, so they kind of have more free reign as to what they actually show.
The ESPN zone sucks dick.
It does. It does suck.
That's what we heard. I've never been in there, but
I've been in there a
I have
couple
no-
times. We watched the 2013 Game 5 of the NLDS, Dodgers and Cardinals. We
Sorry
watched that
for your
there.
loss.
You know why they
no,
suck?
no,
They
no,
don't
we-
even show
we actually
fucking
won that
hockey
game.
games.
I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Here you can put on whatever. It's a Disney property. It's not ESPN necessarily.
And-
it's part of a hotel.
And the best part of this, is, so British soccer is broadcast pretty much in the mornings in America because it takes place at noon in England. So it's like 10 and 10 and noon are the three games that you can watch. Go there, and this is what I do here in New York or New Jersey. Go there for breakfast, have a full English breakfast and a beer, and watch your favorite team. Watch Chelsea destroy Liverpool this weekend. I definitely would love this. I would absolutely love this, and having a place, having been to Oxford Street, it would be cool to walk down with those the fronted buildings, the white buildings. Look, if you Google Regent Street, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Regent Street is that like curved street that goes around. It's world famous. It's got those very Georgian, Edwardian style architecture. And anytime you can take me back to Mary Poppins, I'm in.
See, that's where I really want. I love that idea for a restaurant. I don't care
yeah,
where
I
that
was like,
happens.
we were talking about it
If
before.
that
I would
happens,
so eat there.
that would be a restaurant I would travel to stay eat at a monitor.
Absolutely.
I just feel like I
Absolutely.
didn't even leave home. I have the fucking best soccer pub in the world 10 minutes away from me.
Really? They have Mary Poppins at that pub? Because that's what we're talking about right now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the pub still.
No, we're past the
I was trying to Google some of these fucking places you guys are talking about so I can get an idea of what they actually fucking look like. No, I'm sitting here looking at these fucking parks and shit that Adam's talking about, and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that looks like.
And I think if you're gonna have like a recreation of Hyde Park, you gotta have the Peter Pan statue.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. But Hyde Park is such a pretty open
it's
space, and I think
beautiful.
that would be a great back courtyard.
It's beautiful. I loved just walking through Hyde Park, seeing all the monuments, seeing the Royal Albert Monument, and you could even have like a little one of the themed rooms, you could actually add on a themed area for the room and be Royal Albert Hall.
No, I would do, if I had themed rooms, it would definitely be Peter Pan, because you have the pirate rooms.
Oh yeah,
fucking
definitely.
park.
I would do Peter Pan style pirate rooms.
Yes, Hyde Park is huge.
Yeah, this is a big motherfucker.
But but the grounds are beautiful.
That's a huge
Absolutely
park.
Splendid. There's a little section of Hyde Park called the Italian Gardens. I'll post a picture from when I was there. It is absolutely beautiful. This would be a wonderful resort, especially because so many Brits come to Walt Disney World.
Scott, you've been to England?
Yeah,
Why
but I
would
don't
they
think
wanna
they would
stay
stay
there?
there. Yeah, that's
Scott,
it's right up there with the cruise video that's been going around.
Oh. You see the Halifax?
Where they're supposed to go to Bermuda and then they end up going to Canada, to Halifax, and that's where they're from.
But no,
At least
it
you
would
get
be
to
very
go
cool.
home tonight, right?
No, we got to
No.
get back on the fucking.
We gotta go back to New
and
York
then-
City so we can fly. So we can fly back.
We had to go back to Boston so we can fly back home to Halifax.
No, I definitely enjoy this.
I like I said, I couldn't make it what I originally had because everything is already there someplace else.
Yes, I like this so much that it was my first choice.
It was your first choice, but I didn't. Like I said, and I went like Knights of the Round Table, like all this like history, and I'm like, I can't use any of this castle. It's too much. Like, and I had to like totally halfway through, like, nope, I have to stop here because this is looking like everything else that's already there.
Yeah, mine was also like yours, geared more towards like 1910 London.
No Big Ben, though?
It's done to death.
Yeah,
I get it.
The problem is you get into just when you're doing that, you just get into the let's just recreate something there.
Well, but that, and again, that's more of an Epcot thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also just think about, that's the one scene I think about from Peter Pan.
I hear you. I get that. But it's more of an Epcot thing, and I have to avoid, like, when you're thinking of areas, yes, I can see that in Epcot more than I can see in an hotel. As much of the moderates are themed, they're not overly themed. So you can kind of pick out ideas from them, but not like something that's going to beat you over the head. Like, if I had a value, this could have been a Mary Poppins resort.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I could have went crazy with the theming.
No, I definitely like this because it does transport you away from kind of Florida and take you to another location. Much like Adams, I also went with a location-based theme, except my location doesn't transport you just to a different location. It transports you to a different time. And I'm going back to like 1775, 1776. And we're going to...
Of course you are.
We're going to colonial America. So I wanted to create a colonial...
He's creating Hamilton Land, everybody.
At least you'll fit in with your leather hipster shoes.
Trains got frozen.
Those fucking pilgrim shoes, those leather ones that hipsters wear now, you'll fit right in.
The big buckles.
So I actually picked out a location too. It's right off of Bay Lake, over by the Wilderness Lodge. It's going to be a new moderate, and we're gonna continue the America themed, and we're gonna go to an old world America. As you come up this, the Circle Drive, it's going to have this kind of this like centerpiece where it's going to have all of the original 13 colony flags, and then the American flag in the center, and that's where you're going to check into Federal Hall. It's going to be a federal style building. You know them when you see them. They're all over the Northeast. It is going to be this beautiful star-spangled adorned federal style hall. There will be 2 different dining areas. So the buffet / quick service is going to be called the King's Arms Tavern. Because, it's 1775, 1776. It is rife with American Revolution. So you're going to serve classic American fare with a little side of patriotism. And inside this local tavern are going to be 3 different rooms. So you're going to have the main hall, which is going to be this high beam ceilings. Revolutionary banners will be on display. The flags will be draped from the ceiling. And then the second room will be the Sons of Liberty room. Now this is going to be, because all of the taverns back in the time had a secret meeting place for these societies, like the Sons of Liberty. These would be a secret room where there'll be pamphlets plastered on the wall, writings from revolutionary writers calling for the overthrow of the British government.
Is there a Joshua Gates meet and greet?
Fuck yeah.
No, there's a Hamilton meet and greet. You don't see this yet? How can you not have it? There's going to be a Hamilton wing.
And you could just get Nicolas Cage to do it.
It's going to be a Lin-Manuel Miranda wing.
There will certainly be some writings by Alexander and John Jay and James Madison on the wall.
You got like one of those LED shooting galleries, the Aaron Burr's shooting gallery. Is that available?
He was a terrible shot, actually.
That's the joke.
Fucker.
And then the third room will be the hearth room. It's going to be that this big fireplace where you'd go and sit down. Big tall windows. It's going to be fun. Pot roast, fish and chips, roast turkey, that kind of stuff. All that's traditional American fare. The second restaurant will be a little more upscale. It's going to be the sit down. That's going to be the Lexington room, and that's where you're going to have classic American dishes like crab cakes, lobster rolls, oysters. The dinners will be some American steaks that are not now mainstream, but were mainstream back then. So venison, bison, lamb chops, cedar, apple cider brine pork chops. They're going to be served there. It's going to be really good. But the bar, the sit-down bar, will feature Northeast New England beers. So beers from like Smutty Nose, Dogfish Head, Blue Point, Yards, Magnify. All those craft breweries in the Northeast will come down. We'll bring them down. The wine list will be populated by Northeast wines, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, which do make some really good wines if you have not had New York Hudson Valley wines. And then all the spirits, look, whiskey was started in America in New England. They've been distilling since the 1700s here. Pennsylvania Rye, West Virginia Smooth Ambler, and Vermont Whistle Pig. New York's got some great rye, Hudson and Widow Jane. We're going to have a lot of different bourbons, a lot of different vodkas here from America. So I really like this classic American style dining, and to dine in a hall adorned with the Don't Tread on Me flag and that Join or Die revolutionary flag with the snake on each of the colonies. I love this idea.
Don't step on snake.
With each of these themed rooms, so I'm going to have 5 different areas of rooms. The first one will be Boston Common, and it's going to be in the style of Boston in the 1700s. So Faneuil Hall will be kind of not replicated, but that style of Boston architecture. It'll be kind of laid out very similar to what you have in Port Orleans, those like H-shaped buildings. So then we're going to have a New York area, and those will be more like traditional like row homes. So more just single line of row homes where you can go and stay in. Philadelphia will have another section, so you'll have like I really want to do something that I've always loved, and that's in Knott's Berry Farm. There was a replica of Independence Hall, and I would love to bring a hall like that and then create some buildings in that same style around it, so you have this way to kind of tell kids about a little bit about history, like we have with the Stave Church. Bring in this one replica of Independence Hall and show them about the Revolutionary history, because it's one of my most favorite pieces of history. The third place will be Monticello. So this is going to be like that Virginia, the Virginia style. We are going to have a replica of Jefferson's Monticello, and then there'll be little tiny homes, more like the smaller cottages that you would see in like the Virginia area in colonial times. And then the last area is log cabins. Because we can't talk about Revolutionary without going a little bit west into like the Kentucky area. And this would be like a log cabin area where you could rent a log cabin and stay in one of those. And those would be like 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom suites for families.
Do they have suites in moderates?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do at Coronado. Coronado has 1 and 2.
I mean, besides Coronado, The average moderate doesn't have a suite, does it?
Well, now they do, because his fucking hotel does.
Well, Coronado has them in the Ciudad area. They have one.
That's the only one I know.
Yeah, they have
of.
1-bedroom suites there.
I was kind of hoping you were gonna throw a Charleston area this one. That would have been a good one. Like,
I was gonna try and do so. The pool area, I wanted to get down as far down as like Georgia, but I really couldn't think of like I didn't want to do Savannah because Savannah's really close to Florida, and that would be more of like you could do more of like a Savannah for a deluxe, like a Savannah style resort could be awesome.
Savannah is Charleston light. I don't want to hear it.
There's really not much to do with the theming for the pool. It's just going to be a revolutionary, history with American stuff around it. But we're also going to have little quiet pools around each of the resorts, which are going to be more like those, almost like Italian style gardens, because that's what they would have been like.
Could you have a statue of George Washington crossing the Delaware in the middle of the pool?
No, but I do have a river. There is a lake because I have to provide stormwater drainage. There is a big giant lake, and there is a river that runs through it, and that's going to be the Delaware River.
You got to provide drainage. So did you get this plan passed by the Reedy, Department of Public Works already?
Reedy Creek.
I do have canals that are there is a canal on the far southern side of the property, and the drainage will run into the canal. There are 4 guest parking spots, or 4 guest parking lots, and a cast member parking. Bus stops will be at Independence Hall, the Log Cabins, the south side of Monticello, New York Street, which will be down at the southern end, and then at Boston Common.
This motherfucker themed in a goddamned retention pond.
Yeah, you have to, dude.
You definitely had this shit fucking figured out before you even told us.
Stormwater management. You have to have. Now, my Lexington room is going to be on the water, so complete with what's going on with the rest of the moderates. The dining room will be on the water. It's going to be, again, brick style facades with these big, giant, long floor-to-ceiling windows with the rounded gable on the top. I love this idea. I'm sorry.
Is your ferry an old wooden ship to get to the Magic Kingdom?
Of course it is. Paddle boat.
No, it's
no.
literally just a flat barge-looking boat with a rope that goes from his resort to Magic Kingdom, and they got some guy pulling it to get him across.
No, but you will be able to rent. Rowboats and take them out on the lake.
Rowboats. Or
yeah, because that's what I want to do after walking through Disney is fucking row a boat.
Or talking like get your whole family together to have a crew team and just get out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the next resort over and rent one of those little speedster boats.
Yes.
We'll do circles around your
Get the sea
rowboat.
racer. Scott, which one of your restaurants or whatever has a view of the fireworks?
None, because it's a deluxe, or it's not a deluxe.
And it's on Bay Lake.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not in Seven Seas.
It's not on. Well, it's not on Bay Lake. It's just off Bay Lake. It's about 300 yards from Bay Lake.
Oh, 300 yards, guys.
He's literally got that shit charted out. He knows the exact.
He's probably got it
I
sketched.
told you, he had an architect friend draw plans up.
He's already built an overlay that he's got on top of Google Earth, so he can see exactly how it lays out.
I did.
He did.
I do actually.
Oh my god. Is the H the hospital? Because every time I see an H on the map, it looks like it reminds me of a hospital.
It's a hospital.
No, those are H-frame buildings. They're very similar to what you see at
Hospitals.
Port Orleans, and they're gonna be a federal again. Everything's gonna be in that federal style, the Georgian style buildings.
Why is the parking lot so far away from the guest rooms?
Yeah.
It could because it's only a moderate.
Disney hotel. You gotta
because
And according to your layout, none of your resort actually touches the lake.
No, I said it was 300 yards from Bay Lake, up here.
So how are you gonna have rowboats? You have to have fucking
No,
walk to
the
get a rowboat.
retention pond.
See the pond right here? Right here. This is the pond here.
What's the other gray areas?
Okay.
These are parking lots.
And the lake is up on top. And you have a whole
I
resort.
can tell you where
between
I
that
don't
pond
want to stay.
by that fucking stinky.
Yep.
Well, see, it drains.
No, because you're looking at it, it's far from all the parking. It's far from the main house. I'm like, yep, those are them.
You can have an internal bus route through this thing.
It's so authentic.
It'll be a carriage.
They,
Yeah, see, that's what,
the rooms
That's
don't have
what the,
bathrooms. They just have chamber pots. You have to throw them into this fucking lake.
That's right. Just throw it out there.
It's
He
gonna be
doesn't
a
have an
covered wagon.
arcade. He's got a stick and a hoop.
All the buses are horse-drawn carriages. You can only take 3 people at a time.
And you can go fry catching.
Instead of a fake shit river that they have in Magic Kingdom, it's a real shit river.
yeah, no indoor plumbing. Sorry, guys.
No indoor plumbing.
No, but all we're gonna have a lot of greenery, a lot of garden space. There will be, this area by Monticello will have a big lawn area where we're gonna have movies on the lawn, almost like a Bowling Green area.
Bowling Green. Oh no.
So that's my idea. Take a step back into 1776 and blast your Hamilton while you're
Nope.
down there.
There it was. There's the Hamilton. Will the Muppets make an appearance here?
No, why? Who?
Do you
The
have
Muppets?
anything related to a character?
You don't. It's a moderate. They usually don't.
It's a moderate. I mean,
Okay,
you
well,
don't usually.
I've
don't.
never set foot in a moderate. I don't know.
Most of the moderates, like first of all, Coronado. There's almost no reference to the Three Caballeros.
There's no IP in moderates.
Living here in New Jersey, I've been fortunate to kind of see like all the the Revolutionary history, like to go down to where I practiced law in Morristown and to see the Green and to see all of these old homes where George Washington stayed or have these markers.
Morristown Canal has played a huge part in the revolution.
Exactly, and that's the Morris Canal is right by my house.
and we're
Literally runs through my backyard.
And you're really
Well,
not far from
through my
Philly.
backyard. No, we're 2.5 hours from Philly. We've been down there, stayed down on Pine Street. We've, see all these like small little Muse rows that were carriage houses and to see the real history. It's kind of cool. It's really cool. So I wanted to bring a little bit of that down to my favorite place in Disney. My favorite time period and my favorite place. Okay, Mikey.
You're gonna make me go before? Okay, all right.
All right, so we're gonna.
We're saving the best for
Yeah,
last.
we're gonna get.
Yeah. Wait till Tim goes motherfucker when I start mine.
Because that always happens.
Yes, it does.
Mike and I think alike for some reason.
So it's now time to hit up some of the deluxe resorts.
When Scott tasked us with this, I was like, okay, I'll figure this out. This sounds like a lot of fun. And then I immediately hated it because when you think about it, you'd think it's a blank slate, but once you start doing shit, you're like, no, this is, like Adam said, this has kind of already been done somewhere else on Disney. And then I started fleshing a really cool idea out, and I'll be damned if during me fleshing it out, I realize, oh wait, that's the resort Disney's building over by Caribbean Beach. So literally my first resort was going to be Monaco, but since that's located in the French Riviera, I decided, fuck it. So we're going, my resort, we're going to be going off the coast of Denmark, and it's going to be Disney's Atlantica Resort. Okay, so this is kind of themed around The Little Mermaid a little bit.
I should have known Cloaca would be involved.
Not surprised.
You've got
Always got to go back to the Cloaca.
the exterior of this resort is going to be kind of reminiscent of the Renaissance period of Denmark architecture. Specifically, I want to take inspiration from the Frederiksborg Palace, which I only have this notation in here because of my research. I fucking love this guy's name. The Frederiksborg Palace was built by architect Hans van Steenwinkel.
You just wanted to say Steenwinkel.
I did. The Younger. And it's basically early 17th century architecture. It's got, it has lots of spires that are blended with kind of domed cathedrals. So it's not quite like what you see at Prince Eric's village or wherever he's home from, because looking at that, it's almost all like domed tops almost, and slightly phallic structures. This is more like spires and what have you. And this is going to be basically what I call the top side of the Atlantica Resort, because the best part is low. It's actually going to be kind of like 3 stories, I guess, but Well, the main building is 3 stories. The ground level, and there's 2 stories beneath it.
Wow. Mikey, Prince Eric's castle does look like 3 penises.
Yep.
That's a couple penises too many.
That's a lot of penises in this
It's a
castle.
lot of cock.
Says you.
Does he live in Morocco? How does this work?
No, he lives off the coast of Denmark. The main guest building, is going to be the one that features the tallest spire, which kind of helps you locate that while you're trying to navigate the grounds a little bit. It's kind of like a waypoint or a reference or a navigational beacon. And the lodging buildings are kind of a bit more plain. And if you've seen the Frederiksborg Palace or even Egeskov Castle, have you seen that? No? Okay. But
I've seen Frederiksborg Castle.
Okay. So you've got the other wings of it. The buildings are more kind of stair-stepped, I guess, in their facade a little bit. And they've got like this red clay style of well, I mean, they're clay shingles, I guess, with the clay tiles.
Yeah.
So you'd have like the red faux tile, synthetic tile, and faux chimneys on the roof, and all of the spires and the domes are like a simulated verdigris to look like old aged copper that's been out by the ocean, and all the buildings will have a facade of like an old European weathered brick. I mean, if you've ever watched fucking Top Gear, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just the way buildings look in Europe that have been there for a couple hundred years.
Yeah, it's Baroque style.
Shitty.
If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it.
I like Scott's idea there.
Thanks, Cogsworth.
And there's going to be, because apparently I just found out I'm going to have some drainage on this resort property. There's going to be like some shallow kind of canals that run through the property, and you'll have footbridges that connect you to the different buildings and stuff like that. And my groundskeeping, I want it to look like Egeskov Castle, with kind of has like this labyrinth style of short hedgeworks that run around, and like lots of ivy growing on damn near everything. So that's my exterior. Renaissance period Denmark. It's beautiful. If you look at it, it's
really
freaking
pretty.
great.
It is absolutely, it's gorgeous.
And the inside, now since current Danish interior design is pretty much IKEA. It really is. If you look up Danish interior design, everything is right angles and modular, and that doesn't really fit well, A, with my exterior theme, and B, a deluxe level resort.
As long as you have meatballs.
So I kind of went with, looking around, like even the palace, the Renaissance palace, like for instance Frederiksborg Palace, way too extra. It's a bit too much. I don't want anything super gaudy. So I kind of settled. I found a middleware where it doesn't quite look like a palace, but it looked like, and these places where people are staying aren't really for, royalty. That's just for bipeds to stay while they visit the undersea city of Atlantica, because while King Triton may have made peace with the humans and he's warmed up to them, part of that accord is that humans don't stay in Atlantica. That is still the merfolk place. So I went with a 1920s style French, because it kind of looks, it has that European look. And if you've watched, for instance, like Saving Private Ryan, or that tank movie with the eyebrow guy and Shane from The Walking Dead, Fury.
God, that's such a good fucking movie.
It really is a good movie, and it's even got the crazy guy from the Indiana Jones movie, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh.
It's a good. So that's kind of the style I want inside. I want bright or bold colored like wall coverings, vertical stripes, floral prints, a lot of wood accents and hints of kind of some floral here and there. It kind of blends between palace and hotel and home, and it all kinds of merges together. But
So very Renaissance.
Well, I don't want quite as far back as Renaissance.
Thought it was
As
Renaissance.
the Renaissance.
Is it Renaissance for real?
Well, if I've seen her perform.
Okay. Because I've never heard that pronounced. Oh, fuck. Okay.
You know what? I've never heard Monticello,
That's
so
good.
it's a fucking great night tonight.
Renaissance.
I've heard that word more times tonight than I ever have in my fucking life.
Well, see, there's a town in upstate New York called
Yeah, that's where I'm
Monticello.
getting thrown off with it.
Yeah, we have one in Arkansas.
I've always called it Monticello.
Of course you would.
Well, it probably is to you. So, 1920s French on the interior. The main focal point when you go into the guest lobby main area, I guess the main building, is going to be kind of a little bit of magic using some. There's a huge pool of water. Okay, well, it's got like this there's this concrete railing around it, and using a little bit of forced perspective and some digital wizardry like you see in the Under the Sea with Nemo and Friends kind of thing. I want to make it look like it's a shitload deeper than it really is. Okay? And at the bottom of it, I want you to actually be able to see the Palace of Atlantica, where
that's
King
cool.
That'd be
Triton,
sweet.
the mermaids, they all live. And of course, that's going to be basically underneath like a glass aquarium. So you're looking down through an aquarium underneath it because it has a glass bottom, and that's where you can. And I'm thinking probably it's going to be more of like a projection or a huge screen of some kind, so it can change as the day and night cycles change and stuff like that. And I can animate shit moving around underneath it to help with the depth. And obviously, this pool is also going to have some smaller sized fish in there. Just to help give the illusion, because I want a lot of fish and water features in this resort.
There's a pool like that in the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas where you go down the slide on a fucking inner tube and you go through the aquarium like that. It's pretty sick.
So it's totally doable then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been on it.
Well, no way. That pool, it takes you through like a shark tank basically, because I wrote it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but you could still have that that transparent.
Yeah, I mean, because isn't that how they do Under the Sea with Nemo? Because they've got like the Nemo characters
The original.
in the same aquarium as regular fish.
Well, you don't go through the aquarium in that
Yeah, you
ride.
do.
Just go
No.
around the side of it.
You're not
you go
going
through
through
it.
that here. This is just
That tunnel used to be almost completely open.
Oh, I never rode it before, so I don't know.
yeah.
Episode 4.
I wasn't on that one. I don't care about it.
That was BT.
So that's what I want you. I want you to that to be the main focal point, which will help sell the fact that you have to travel. That you will travel to Atlantica. And I'll have, like, most of the resort where you stay is ground level, but I've got, like, signature dining and other guest experiences that take place inside Atlantica. And the only way to get there is by using a little bit of resurrected technology from
Hydrolators.
Yes.
Hydrolators!
I'm
yes!
bringing back the hydrolators.
The only way you can bring back the hydrolators is you have to have the lady just say the deluge over and over again.
There is no deluge, Adam. I'm sorry. I couldn't afford the rights to that snippet of audio. Now, obviously, it's not the only way to get down there. You can take stairs, but I mean, come on, man. It's the best way to get
The
down
chicken
there
door.
is through the hydrolators. Episode 4, Trenton. So, that's when we talk about them. So yeah, that's how you get down there. Now, what's down there? Well, here's my dining. Okay, I've got a quick service, and it's called Tidal Treats. It's going to be at ground level, where all the resorts are, or where all the guest rooms are as they're scattered out. Don't get me too deep about what they're called and where they are and how they're themed, because I didn't get that fucking deep into it. It's a basic quick service. It's going to have kind of a Danish nautical theme. I thought about doing like a Little Mermaid theme, but it's like, nope, we're on ground level, so this will be more just nautical in general because you're on the coast. The signature food item there is going to be it's called Rod Pulse, which basically means red sausage. For some fucking reason,
Of course it does.
hot dogs have blown up in Denmark in popularity, but it's not like a hot dog you think of when you go to Casey's Corner or anywhere else in the United States. It is the wiener is about 8 inches longer than the bun. The bun is more of almost like a hoagie style bread that's cut down the middle, lengthways, and then it's toasted, and then the hot dog goes in there, and they just only put mustard and ketchup and roll with it. But I'm gonna have like a toppings bar to go.
Damn,
along
that's a
with
lot
this.
of wiener, Mikey.
Dude.
That's too much wiener. Like, I don't need that much wiener.
It basically
Scott
it's
happy.
spelled R.
It's all about
O
the
that
wieners.
looks like a 0, D, P that looks like a 0, LSE. It's a shitload of wiener, not a lot of bun. They look great though. I want to go eat here.
I'm okay with that.
As long as there's fucking mashed potatoes on it.
No, but it's even with a lot of cucumbers. Anyway,
Oh, no.
it's going to be located inside the main building at ground level. Now, I will have a sit, a not really a fine dining, but I'll have like a sit down, restaurant as well. And it's called Currents. And it's not a buffet, and it's not entirely seafood. We had a long conversation earlier, me and my kids and my wife, about what do mermaids eat, because she said they don't eat fish. That's like eating yourself. And I'm like, well,
Cannibalism.
well, why wouldn't they? And she says, well, what do fish eat? And I say, fucking other fish.
Yeah, other fish.
So that's why
I
I
don't know.
just,
Some of them eat kelp and shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some of them eat kelp, some eat
yeah,
plankton.
well,
Haven't you watched SpongeBob?
if they've got teeth, they usually eat fish. And last time I checked, Ariel did not smile like the lightning bug on Princess and the Frog.
Well, he still had a tooth.
He had tooth, not
had
teeth.
several. I thought he had several.
He must have been
Well, several, So I settled on kind of a surf and turf kind of thing going on, because with the peaceable relationship between the humans and the merfolk, obviously there would be some trade, and maybe they want to get their hands on some cattle and some chicken to kind of branch out. So there is more of a surf and turf that's served at Currents. It's not, like I said, it's not really as fine dining, but it's not a buffet. There's not like a character meal or any meet and greets or anything like that.
Dude, you know what you should have went with? You should have went with the sushi the belt idea.
Oh,
I should have, except this isn't in Japan.
The sushi train.
So,
You
Sushi
can't
train.
cook underwater. You can't get...
Well, you can if you're in a dome, I guess, because that's where we are, right here.
True.
Can you pick out your
So,
fish? I want that one.
No.
Damn.
No, you can't just point to the aquarium and say that. But there will be basically aquariums all the way around this. So
I want to go back to Coral Reef just so I can do that.
I'll
have that
one. Sir, that's a clownfish. Well, he ain't that funny. Fucking cook him.
Fuck Nemo.
This tastes funny.
The signature food there is that I'm hoping gets popular is called the Moorbread Brofer.
The what? Bless you.
Moorbread Brofer. It's a
Morgendorfer?
pork tenderloin that's
Dario.
fried in a shitload of butter. Then it's marinated in a heavy cream and topped with bacon slices and mozzarella cheese and a little bit of cayenne pepper.
Oh, I'll take that.
Sorry, Tim. This was
And,
not for you.
No.
Nope.
No, not
Serve it with some fried onions and some mushrooms and potatoes or a salad. Basically, if every nation has a specific kind of, my grandma used to make this kind of dish in Denmark, it's the Moorbread Bofer.
Mikey. I can only get so
Yeah.
erect.
Well, well, hang on, because there's a signature dessert here, and it's called the Abelskiwi.
The what?
That is a made-up word. You just made that fucking word up right now.
Fucking fuck you, Rocket. No, I didn't.
Did you get the pronunciations from at least Google Translate?
Yes, because it's spelled with a V.
What?
So it's called
There was no V
Abelskiwi.
in there.
There isn't because they pronounce V's as W, like Aquavit.
I've seen some of the people that go to Disney. They are butchering the fuck out of that word.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'll have that.
These things
and
are basically
people laugh at
round
me when I
pancake
just won't even
balls
try it. I'll
covered
just say I'll
in
have that, please.
powdered sugar.
So beignets.
Oh, they're
So
pretty
they're
much
beignets.
Dunkin' Donuts munchkins.
Yes, they're basically Denmark's version of beignets, and they look great. So why not? That's going to be there.
Do they make them in pumpkin? Because then everyone will fucking
Lose their shit.
No, there are no basic bitches. I've got a nice bar, and it's called Drift. Because current, and then drift. Current is when things are moving fast, and drift is when they're not, and you're just a little slow. So there you go. It's called Drift, and it's going to share the kitchen with Current, and it's supposed to go along with if the restaurant's Current, where you're more active. Drift is where you're a little more slow, and it's going to be it's my undersea bar kind of lounge thing. It shares the kitchen with Current, so they have their appetizers and their some of their desserts and snacks offered, including the hot dogs you can get up at Tidal Treats. They're going to also be available down there, and an awesome little thing called s'more bread. It's
Is
got
that
two R's.
Smorbrad?
So maybe it's Smorbrad, but it's basically like open-faced sandwiches
I love
that
open-faced
have like some really amazing toppings and stuff put on them. And usually when you order them, you get 3 different kinds. So it's like a sandwich flight.
That's fun.
And they're served on like rye and wheat breads and stuff like that. It's totally awesome. And the atmosphere in here, you're gonna have a lot of deep blues, a lot of neon up around the ceiling. Kind of giving that like down lighting. I'm really impressed with the drink offerings here. You're going to have some traditional Danish beers like Carlsbad and Turbog, along with a rotating selection of some microbrewed beers, which microbrewing is starting to get really popular over there like it is here. So you'll have some microbrew beers that kind of rotate in and out. The liquor offerings, you're going to see Glog, which is kind of like their wine. It's like a mold type of wine. It's got a lot of spices and seasonings and stuff. It's kind of their thing. But you're also going to have some traditional cocktails that you'd get here stateside, but made with their version of vodka called Brennivin. It's basically a flavorless, strong alcohol, so it's like vodka. And we're going to have a flight of whiskeys featuring Mikkeller, Stauning, and Eastfjord whiskeys.
Nope, I'm out.
Are they that bad?
I've never heard of them, so I'm out.
Well, yeah, because they're Danish. The Danish whiskey industry is only about 5 years old.
I have had Swedish whiskey. It was one of the worst whiskeys I've ever had.
I don't think the Swedes do whiskey very
It's
well.
not. Mac Mira and Shane Nichols can attest to this. It was fucking awful.
I'm just trying here, okay? I figured I'd put it on there. There's 3 different main companies that are distillers there. The Isfjord, they do have peated whiskeys they're putting out. So I've got some entertainment here, okay? Because this is a deluxe. I'm going big, and we talked about this a few shows back.
Fire?
No, that was episode 1. Lapu Lapu, Fire in the French.
Yep.
There's going to be a stage theater located inside Atlantica, and it's called Athena's Hall. It's named after King Triton's, late wife. Ariel's mom. Ariel's mom. Her name's Athena, and when she passed away, she loved singing. She loved entertainment. When she died, King Triton basically banished all singing. That's why Ariel loves to sing and never could do it.
Wait. No, they put on a concert in the very first scene of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. So you've got, I'm going to put Athena's Hall, and it's going to basically be a stage theater, kind of similar to what you have aboard the Disney cruises, where you actually get some Broadway level shows that are Disney themed being performed in Orlando.
What kind of deluxe resort is this? That has never happened before.
Oh, well, maybe it's the new kind, Scott.
This isn't
This
Disneyland.
is fucking undersea, okay?
Broadway
This is
theater in Disneyland? In the
this is-
resort?
well, they do have a stage, and they get some stuff.
No, in the hotel,
Yeah,
in
but
the
not
park there
hotel.
is.
He's putting this in a hotel.
Fucking, I'm putting it under the sea.
Jesus.
Because
Gives new meaning to the term
hey,
band
you know
shop.
what? Folks will go to it, and I'm just trying to make money for my company. All right, and I ain't even done yet. I ain't even got you guys hook, line, and sinker. See what I did there? Now I've got
This is like episode 46 where Trenton encloses the guest in a pod to go down the Moana.
No, that was fun.
His
His
bubble car.
where people would asphyxiate because there's no way to get air in them.
Trust me, I tried to find a way to put a dome on this bitch, but then I thought, nope, people are going to cook like ants under a magnifying glass. No dome.
Oh, like they will in the death buckets.
So I've also got an arcade, as every resort have. It's going to be called Scuttle's Pier. And it's where you're just going to have all the basic arcade games you find everywhere. It'll be at ground level up on the main building. And the last day I've got some little extracurricular, which would be, a separate kind of item that you purchase. Mermaid swim lessons.
Mermaid swim what?
Lessons.
Oh.
Because, you can sign your kid up for swimming lessons with real mermaids. You'll have guys and gals down there wearing them fake mermaid tails, but like really good looking ones. And they'll strap your kid into one of those little latex kind of mermaid tails and give them lessons on how to swim like a mermaid, because all the kids do it. And I guarantee you that every mom's going to sign their daughter up to get swim lessons from a mermaid.
But I can't help but think we've just been transported back to 1980s.
Yep, pretty
Oh
much.
my god.
Let me...
With the fucking mermaid shows.
It's not really a show. I mean, this is like down under in like an undersea cave kind of, looking thing. The kids get to swim.
1980s Okeechobee.
Is there a swimmer's pole?
No, there's no pole.
Yeah, it's 1980s Okeechobee.
But they, at the end of this lesson, you get a surprise visit, and this is a Disney first. You get Ariel in the water actually swimming.
A fin dance.
Splash dance. And she'll swim. Yeah, she swims out through a doorway at the end of the, you can't really see, and she comes out, and she's like, wow, y'all done a great job. Whatever Ariel says, dingle.
Tingle.
And this is where it kind of goes a little Jedi training academy, because during the meeting with Ariel and the kids are all excited, you hear this cackling laughter of Ursula. You hear Ursula, and the lights kind of flicker, and here's the payoff with this amazing costume, and a full life-size Ursula kind of comes swimming out into the water and starts coming toward the kids. Ariel's like, you gotta get away, take the kids, get away, and they start using what they learned about swimming like mermaids, and they swim to the other end of the pool. And as Ariel and Ursula are yelling back at each other, Prince Eric shows up, throws a net over Ursula, and she gets kind of dragged off behind a rock to safety so she doesn't drown. And, that's the end of it. Everybody's happy. Ariel wins. The kids are thrilled. Blah, blah, blah. Cloacas all around. Thanks for coming to Disney Atlantica Resort.
Okay.
It's underwater, but not.
All right.
I know. It's just what happens when you give a presentation and you have a half an hour of what are we doing? Do you want some cloaca, or do you want my Morgendorfer balls?
Morgendorfer,
All right,
I really
Tim.
liked Aria.
Okay, so Mikey has created a
Death trap.
new category of resorts.
The underwater death trap. Go ahead.
No, that's cool, man, because the kids are going to wear like a life jacket. You can't not wear a life jacket. And a mermaid tail.
Life jackets don't have you breathe underwater.
He's going to find a way to dig into the swamp earth of Orlando and create
Shouldn't
a
be
basement
difficult,
level.
Scott. You called it a swamp.
Yeah, that's a big problem. That's why there's no basements at Disney.
Yeah.
Disney is a
Well,
basement.
Disney.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
It's on the
Asgard
Yeah.
is the people.
So, all right. So Mikey's dealing with engineering logistics like Trenton did in episode 46.
I've got drainage canals
It's got drained.
You do have a drainage canal. All right, Tim.
and beignets from.
Our last resort, also a deluxe. What do you...
Also deluxe, and as always, I go last when I'm completely out of my tree. So let's do this. We're gonna go all Samantha Brown in this
top
bitch.
this, top mine.
I'm topping yours.
Oh
baby.
my god.
And I'm gonna welcome you to Disney's Mediterranean.
I almost went
Okay.
there too, man.
I was worried that you were going to, because this idea has been kicked around in Disney.
My
for a
first
long
idea
time.
was Greece, but I couldn't find anything I liked, which is funny because Parthenon. But go ahead.
And as everybody knows, no good idea dies in Disney. It just gets put on the back burner and it eventually comes back around. So my resort is going to be on the Seven Seas Lagoon, in between the TTC and the Contemporary. It's going to have a monorail station, because every resort on the Seven Seas Lagoon has to have a monorail station. And it's going to be a blend of Greek, Italian, and Egyptian influences. So your main building is going to be Greek. That's going to be the center, and it's going to be styled after Mykonos. So we're going to have white. Everything's going to be white buildings and bright blue and bright red accents. We're going to have the Crystal Oasis pool and a splash pad for kids. And this is where the bar and the health club is going to be located. The bar is going to be called Bar Opa.
Opa!
Can you throw plates?
Opa!
Yay!
You can throw plates.
Yes!
I'm in on this. I'm so in.
And it's going to be actually out over the lagoon. So the bar itself is going to be hanging out over onto the lagoon. The health club is going to be the Olympus Spa
Of course.
and Health Club, of course. So the reason why I put that in the middle is because I'm going to build this resort through a series of canals. We're going to dredge the canals through that section of land. Because
Gotta have drainage.
I have drainage.
Drainage.
And my first building is going to be Venice.
Oh, nice.
So the main transportation is going to be by boat to this resort. So you're going to enter through Venice. And the buildings in Venice, the resort rooms in Venice are going to be modeled after the luxury apartments along the Venice canals. And they're going to be done in corals and yellows and greens. The walkways are going to be faux cobblestone, kind of like Mikey's, just stamped concrete because you don't want to wheel your luggage.
Concrete.
Trenton's.
Oh, okay, those are Mikey's. Sorry.
He's drowning us.
I'm underwater.
No walkways underwater. That's where we're going to have our first resort pool, and that's going to be the Laguna pool. It's going to be a sand bottom pool designed to look like an Italian lake. You can have Geppetto's Market, which is where your souvenirs and your merchandise is going to be. It's also where your standard sit-down restaurant is going to be, and that's going to be called Mezzo's. And that's a one-credit restaurant, rustic Italian dishes with fish, veal, homemade pastas, hand-tossed coal-fired pizzas. And then you're going to move into the middle, which will be the Mykonos, and that's going to be walkways. We're going to be tinted concrete to look like stone paths, your Crystal Oasis pool, the splash pad. The next building is going to be Egyptian. And that's going to be done in Egyptian revival style, influenced by downtown Cairo,
Okay.
which is stone blocks, carvings in between floors, iron railings, and that's also where our signature restaurant's going to be. And that restaurant's going to be called Cedars.
Why cedars?
Cedar is one of the biggest tree populations in
Why not my big
Mediterranean.
fat Greek restaurant?
Because he's in Egypt.
It's
Oh,
in
sorry.
Egypt.
I mean, yeah. And then this is a deluxe resort.
I want my big fat Greek restaurant. I'd go to my big fat Greek restaurant, just so you know.
At Cedars, it's going to be upscale dishes from Greece, Egypt, Morocco, and southern France.
I can dig this.
And the grounds will be landscaped in cedar, fig trees, olive trees, cypress, palm trees, aloe, lemon trees, anything you find in the Mediterranean. African daisies, sage, rock roses, and lavender. And my quick service is also going to be in Egypt. And that's going to be... This is where I get a little kitschy because it's going to be Agrabah.
Oh boy.
That was my number 2 option.
Well, listen, Polly does it with Moana.
They do. And Lilo and Stitch.
So it's going to be modeled after an outdoor Egyptian agora. You know, look, outdoor street market. Kind of like they do over at Caribbean Beach. And that's pretty much it. That's as far as it goes. It's not a half-hour presentation.
I like that you've gone all around the Mediterranean, not just Greece, because look, they've been dying. People have been dying for a Greece pavilion, Greece restaurant.
And the initial idea, the initial resort that Disney keeps putting on the back burner is the Venetian. They keep wanting to put the Venetian resort in that very same spot. So it's like, why not limit it? Why limit it to a Venetian? Just do the whole Mediterranean.
So you can kind of go around the Mediterranean on this entire.
Yeah.
It's like a cruise around the Mediterranean.
Well, yeah, and exactly why I wanted to build canals through that whole area, because each section of this resort, from Mykonos to Florence and Venice and Cairo,
It's all
they're
it's all water based.
Yeah, water-based, boat-centric. And that's the main mode of transportation for that.
I like it. I like it a lot. And look, you can't go wrong with some Greek food or Italian food. I mean, I'll tell you what. Since Cat Cora's closed, I've been missing that restaurant. It was really good.
Well, I was a little worried about Italian,
There's
because
so many Italian
restaurants now, it's so many.
Yeah.
That's why I just put like a standard 1 credit dining.
And look, people will
Italian
eat it up
restaurant.
because it's comfortable.
They will.
It's easy comfort food.
I just
People
want
know.
to throw plates.
Of course. No, it sounds like fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. So look, there's plenty of choices for the listeners to choose from. You know, Trent will put up his poll, and we'll see what happens. As we finish up tonight's show, Mikey, some fun stuff coming up on the Magical Meltdown. I know you're like 10 days away from a cruise, but do we have a sale coming up or anything like that?
A sale, cruise sale. I see what you did there.
Yep. Yeah. You see what I did there?
Yeah. God bless it, Scott.
I'm so punny.
I don't know when sales come up because I'm bad about checking my spam folder on my email, but I'm going to release a shirt, maybe two if I'm busy. And those are usually on sale when they get released.
They're always on sale when they get released.
There's a sale coming up. You know, also at the magicalmeltdown.com, we're going to have the Pour Tour lanyards I got my shipment in. I have 25 of them made. 24 because I'm going to wear one. So I got 24 of them that I'm going to put up on magicalmeltdown.com for everybody to order up for the meet and greet, like we're CMs. No, for the sheet up in November or whenever the hell you want to go to Epcot and drink around the world. So those will be coming up. Maybe I'll get them posted tomorrow.
You know, if you're going to be at the sheet up in November, go over to www.themagicalmeltdown.com and make sure you get one of your VIP Pour Tours. Because you want to look awesome and better than everyone else.
You want to wear the same thing that 23 other people are wearing around their necks.
But then you're select. You're elite.
And then we look like an actual legitimate tour group.
Yeah.
Who's gonna hold the flag?
We don't have a yellow flag, but we don't need it because we'll have a Trenton.
But go over to www.themagicalmeltdown.com. Check out the glassware. Check out the VIP lanyards. They're going to be awesome. Make sure you get them. But also check out the t-shirts over at teepublic. The Coco Rivera tequila shirt is one of my favorites that has been recently.
I think there may be some Hulk coming. If anyone's a Hulk fan and likes the 80s.
But so as we finish up this week's episode, go over to facebook.com/group/3 sheets. That's where you're going to find our poll for this week's episode. Trenton's going to release it. He will show his stringed instrument, and you will vote on exactly who won the Battle of the Resort Imagineering. Because, look, Disney listens. They're going to build one of these. They want to know your opinion. So I want to thank you all for joining us this week on 3 Sheets to Mouse. If you enjoyed the show, go over to iTunes. Let us know how we're doing. We've had some recent reviews and ratings. Those are really important to us. It helps others like you find the show. The more ratings we get, the more we appear on the search engines for Disney podcasts. So go over to iTunes, rate and review the show if you like it. Leave us 5 stars. We really would appreciate that. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're over at 3 Sheets Podcast. So if you're in the parks, tag us on your Instagram and don't forget to use the hashtag 3 Sheets Nation. But again, as I said, if you really want to interact with us, head over to the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/3 Sheets. That's where you can become part of the 3 Sheets Nation. It's a lot of fun. If you have friends that love Disney as much as you do, invite them to join 3 Sheets Nation. Invite them to the show. But if you're going to invite them, Mikey, what do they need to do?
Get their tetanus shot?
Yes, and probably a few other shots, to be honest with you there, Tim. I'm not, there may not be anything contagious going around, but you don't want to go to work on Monday with a funny sore. No, definitely pay attention to the questions. There's 3 questions that you have to answer, and they're not difficult questions. If you enjoy this podcast and you're 21, you can answer those questions. I mean, you can probably, but yeah, answer questions, okay? We don't make it difficult. We just want to make sure that you're not a robot from Egypt.
They're not difficult, but they're not yes or no questions, so those are not going to be accepted.
And if you want to be fast-tracked to approval, use correct fucking grammar and punctuation.
God damn.
Mikey is stringent.
Now we're just getting
I will.
picky.
I will personally approve you if I get fucking complete sentences, properly punctuated.
With a subject, a noun, a verb, all of those
The
things.
dangling participle.
You give me an adverb, and you may get more than a you may get dinner plates if I get an adverb.
Oh boy. If you do want to become part of Three Sheets Nation, make sure you answer the questions to join the Facebook so that one of us or the admins can approve you. Mikey, give me some closing remarks.
Okay, I got two things. First, listen. I know everybody liked my resort, and if you want to see cloacas on Trenton's poll, you've got to vote for me. Because fish have cloacas and Trenton's got a pole. Why shouldn't they meet each other? Now, the second thing I've got, which goes back to Scott talking about reviews and stuff like that, we had a listener send us an email. Scott, do you mind if I read this email?
I do not mind at all.
All right, we had a listener. I'm just going to say she goes by the name Suzanne. She says, "Hey, guys."
With a Z?
Yeah. I just want to say thank you so much for these podcasts. Well, she's already got my attention. She commutes 1.5 to 2 hours to work each way day. I don't get that shit in Arkansas. 2 hours and I'm halfway across the state.
Oh, I get
Each
I get
way
that.
daily.
I get it.
You
get
guys
it.
do.
That's my drive every
I'm
day.
saying, I don't. She's basically going from New Hampshire to Boston.
Oh, that's a long way.
Damn.
That's all. That's 2 different states, if my math is right.
Yeah, but they're small states.
And she doesn't know what she did before our podcasts. Besides, she would yell and scream at assholes who can't drive. She said.
Sounds about right.
Well, they don't call them mass holes for nothing.
Welcome to New England.
Suzanne says, the podcasts have made my mornings and afternoons better. I find myself laughing and yelling at the radio and also learning quite a lot. I don't know what fucking episode she's listening to.
But it ain't one of our shows.
I don't think we've taught anybody anything since the Seabase Alpha episode.
No,
After
we've-
that,
no.
it's been fucking downhill.
Mikey, we have taught people very important things like if you're going to get a second Lapu Lapu, don't order the pineapple.
Yeah, you see?
And I guess I've taught people what the erogenous zone of a fish is
Yes,
called.
you have.
So, you know what? The more you know. Trademark
Trademark
NBC.
That's going in there.
I consider myself a very knowledgeable Diz nerd. She calls herself a Diz nerd.
Yeah.
But you guys keep increasing my nerdiness and my love for... I don't know if I like that we increase her nerdiness, but I'm going to take it. And my love for Disney and booze each day. Definitely the booze. We increase her love for
Gay
booze.
booze.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that means we're driving her to drink, but I'm going with it. So she just wants to say thank you and keep up the good work. Thank you, Suzanne. Suzanne, thank you for that email. And if anyone else wants to send us an email, let us know what we're doing. Good, bad, indifferent. The number 3 sheets to the mouse at gmail.com. Give us an email. We like getting that. It you know what? It tickles our innards like the old Mountain Dew used to.
Awesome. Thank you, Suzanne, for that email. It's wonderful. We love getting those. We love hearing from you about what we can do better or what we can do worse, like resort planning. So,
There's a reason this is 4 weeks in the making.
And we still came up with what we came up with.
80% of this podcast tried putting this off. We tried putting it off when we started tonight. As long as we
Definitely.
could.
you did, and I wasn't going to let you. So, Adam,
Yes.
tonight, give me some closing remarks.
Well, we mentioned the shirts. We also have special running shirts. All right, so you have, 3 more days to get your orders in? Is that right?
Yep. You have until October 1st. That's when we're closing the orders. We're going to place them on October 1st. All you have to do is send us an email at the email. That's 3 sheets of the mouse, the number 3 at gmail.com. Send us a message for your order. We'll pin the post to the top of the page so you can go check it out. Go find those shirts. If you're going to be running in November, if you work out at home, if you just like some nice moisture wicking material, buy a shirt because it shows you're part of 3 Sheets Nation. I don't run, but I'm going to get one anyways.
Well, especially if you are running and you want to see each other on the race, during the race, this would be the easiest way for people to actually realize you're part of our group.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you're running, especially the longer races, the 5K you can probably get away with any shirt, the 10K even that, but when you're getting into half territory, things start sweating and you start stinking. So this will help with the moisture wicking of that. So
So if you want a shirt, it's $28. You can send it to PayPal. The PayPal is the same as our email. But again, go to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/3sheets. At the top of the page is the announcements. You'll find it there. That's where you'll have all the information, your ordering size, how you go about ordering one. We will ship it directly to you. So $28 includes shipping to you. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you get one.
Also, November meetup right around the corner. I have one space for each dining reservation right now. Also, we are going to increase the prize to 3 tickets.
Okay, so there are 3 tickets available on the Top of the World Bourbon giveaway for Give Kids the World. We'll have a quickie before the next show ends, so we can talk about that.
Yes, but
Yeah.
we ended up with 3 because somebody canceled. So
All right, so we have three prizes to give away, three bourbon tastings to give away. So if you've entered that's $20 per entry. For every $20 you donate to Give Kids the World, that's where you get an entry into the bourbon tasting. Go back to our quickie on that. We've talked about it over the last few months. Make sure you get involved in that because it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys have 12 seats out of the 20?
Well, the last time we did it, it was 20 people there. It could be different now, but we have 12
we
seats.
definitely have 12
so
seats.
So
we will definitely be the majority
and as Horizon taught
at
us,
the tasting.
majority rules.
Yes.
Adam, give me some closing remarks tonight.
Well, again, I appreciate everybody. I really don't have much right now. I kind of enjoyed all the interactions this weekend that we saw on the page. That was a lot of fun to watch. I know I don't get on the page quite as much due to work and shit. But I thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening to us. And we wouldn't be here without you. So keep on listening. Keep on giving us reviews. They're important. And we'll see y'all in November.
Trenton, give me your closing remarks.
Well, closing remarks. Super excited to meet everyone in November. That meetup's coming up. I just, once again, want to say thank you to everyone for listening to our show. You keep us doing what we're doing. We have a lot of fun with it. And we're going to keep doing it because we have too much goddamn fun with these episodes. And it's for us, but it's for y'all, if that makes sense. We put it out there because you guys want to listen to it, but we're kind of selfish. We really have a lot of fun with this, so happy to keep doing this every week with you guys.
Tim.
Hey, just when I think they can't get any crazier, they top themselves.
They did. They really
every
did.
weekend. When this episode drops, we will be 6 days away from our cruise to Bermuda. And I'm going to apologize in advance for whatever shit show that Baby Beard and the Hair gives you. Because the 3 elder hosts will be on a boat in the middle of Bermuda. So.
Fucking call me elder one more time.
Yeah, Mikey's not much older than me.
But he's still older.
He is older.
He's still older. He's only 4 years younger than we are.
Yeah, the 3 eldest.
Well, at least he will be when we get on the boat.
It's the millennial show, technically. I fucking can't believe I said that.
Wow.
So, good luck, cheaters, and we will see you when we get back.
We still have one more show before we say goodbye.
Yes, we have one more show.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on
So,
what the topic
knows
is.
that
If the
now.
topic's too hard, I told Tim already I'm going to have to pass because I'm not going to have time to get everything done.
All right. So, look, again, thank you, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the Facebook group, being a part of 3 Sheets Nation. It is, you guys have made the last year and a half an awesome, or actually more than a year and a half, an awesome time for us on 3 Sheets Nation. So, from all of us here at 3 Sheets of Mouse, thank you for making our show a part of your Disney life. Thank you for your time, this time, and until next time, so long for just a while.
And thank you!
12 and a half minutes.
It's a quickie.